The pregnancy test was positive, but I'd had a vasectomy 3 years ago. I'm standing in our master bathroom, holding the white plastic stick Sarah left on the marble counter like a trophy. 2 pink lines, clear as day. My phone buzzes in my pocket, the calendar reminder for my annual checkup. The same doctor who performed my vasectomy in 2021. The medical record is still saved in my phone. Post-procedure sperm count, 0. I've been tested twice since then. 0, both times. Sarah's voice floats up from downstairs, singing along to the radio while making breakfast. The same voice that told me last night, eyes sparkling, "I have wonderful news, honey. We're gonna have a baby." The same woman who held my hand through 7 years of marriage, who brought her son Jamie into my life when he was just 3 years old. She doesn't know about the vasectomy. I never told her. After watching her struggle through her ex-husband's abandonment, I made the quiet decision. She'd mentioned wanting more kids someday, but I saw how much Jamie needed stability, not competition for attention. So I scheduled the procedure during her conference trip to Dallas. A long weekend, 2 bags of frozen peas. A secret I thought I'd take to my grave. The pregnancy test clicks against the marble as I set it down. My hands aren't shaking. They should be shaking. Instead, there's this strange calm, like the moment after lightning strikes, but before you hear the thunder. "Daddy," Jamie's voice carries from his room. Not Dad or my name, Daddy. He started calling me that last year, all on his own. "Can you help me with my picture?" I slip the test into my pocket and walk down the hall. His door is covered in superhero stickers and a hand-drawn sign. Jamie's room. Knock first. With backwards letters he's still learning to write properly. Inside, he's at his little desk, surrounded by crayons and construction paper. 7 years old, Sarah's eyes, and absolutely nothing of his biological father except the man's absence. "What are you drawing, buddy?" "It's for art class. We're supposed to draw our family at work." He holds up the paper, proud. There's a stick figure with yellow hair, Sarah, standing next to a tall building. Another figure, wearing what looks like a suit, stands beside her. That's Mommy at her office with her boss, Mr. Richard. The crayon work is messy, but the detail is startling. The building has windows, the figures have faces, and they're holding hands. "When did you see Mommy with Mr. Richard?" Jamie doesn't look up, just keeps coloring. "When she forgot to pick me up from after school, Mrs. Chen had to call her 3 times. Then Mommy came with Mr. Richard in his big gray car. They were at his office working late again." The drawing shows more than a 7-year-old should notice. Sarah's figure wears a red dress, her favorite one, the one she's worn every Wednesday for the past 3 months. Wednesday, her late meeting day. "Jamie, can I see the drawing?" He hands it over, already starting another one. This time he's drawing just me and him, playing catch in the backyard. I study his first picture. In the corner, barely visible, there's another detail. 2 figures in what looks like a window of the building. They're kissing. "Why did you draw them like that?" I keep my voice steady, the same tone I use when asking about his math homework. "That's what I saw when we drove away, through Mr. Richard's office window. They were happy." He pauses, selecting a blue crayon. "But then Mommy cried in the car. She said it was allergies." If you've ever discovered your world's foundation through a child's innocent eyes, you know this moment, the way everything reshapes itself. The drawing trembles slightly in my hand, not from anger, but from the weight of understanding. Why does Mommy cry when she comes home? Jamie shrugs, still coloring. "I don't know. She goes to the bathroom and runs the water, but I can hear her sometimes." I fold the drawing carefully, like evidence, which it is. "Can I keep this one? I think it's really good." "Sure," he beams. "I'll make another one for class." Back in my home office, I open our shared Google Calendar on my laptop. Sarah's color-coded schedule fills the screen, Blue for her regular meetings, purple for Jamie's activities, green for family events, and red. Red for her late meetings with Richard. I count them, cross-referencing with another app on my phone, one that tracks something else entirely. Something I downloaded 3 years ago when we were supposedly trying for another child. 12 late meetings in the past 4 months. All of them, every single one, falling on her fertility peak days. The precision of it feels almost insulting. She planned this, tracked it. While I drove Jamie to soccer practice and helped with homework, she was building a schedule of deception. The credit card statements are still in my browser history. Charges at restaurants I've never been to. Charges always on Wednesday nights. Always split into 2 meals, never 3. The second drawer of her dresser sticks when you open it. It's always stuck. Something about the humidity and the old wood. Sarah complains about it constantly, but never lets me fix it. Now I understand why. Behind her jewelry box, wrapped in a scarf I bought her for Christmas, are prenatal vitamins. The label date, 4 months ago. 4 months of vitamins while telling me she had a stomach bug, needed iron supplements, was trying a new health routine. There's a letter underneath them, handwritten on her personal stationery. A draft, maybe. Or a letter never sent. Richard's name appears in the first line. Richard, I know you said to wait until after the baby comes, but your wife doesn't understand what we have. His wife. Richard has a wife. Richard, her boss at the marketing firm, with his Mercedes in his corner office and his photos of family ski trips on his desk. The same desk where my wife, the paper crinkles in my grip. 4 months of vitamins, 3 months of peak day meetings, 1 positive pregnancy test, 0 sperm count. Daddy? Jamie stands in the doorway, holding his new drawing. Is everything okay? I close the drawer, slip the letter into my pocket with the pregnancy test, evidence mounting like snow before an avalanche. Everything's fine, buddy. Show me your new picture. He holds it up, us playing catch, the sun shining, big smiles on our stick figure faces. At the bottom, in his careful backwards letters, me and my dad, the best dad. It's perfect, I tell him, and mean it. Absolutely perfect. Sarah calls from downstairs. Breakfast is ready. I made pancakes. Jamie races ahead while I follow, the pregnancy test in one pocket, the letter in another, his drawing in my hand. She's humming in the kitchen, glowing with her secret. The morning light catches her face, and she's beautiful. She's always been beautiful. Even now carrying another man's child, she's radiant with deception. Morning, honey, she says, kissing my cheek. Her lips are warm. Jamie showed me his drawing. Isn't it sweet how he drew me at work? Very detailed, I say, sitting down. He's observant. She laughs, that tinkling laugh I fell in love with. Kids see everything, don't they? Yes, they do. Jamie chatters through breakfast about school, about his upcoming Father's Day project. Sarah mentions her Wednesday meeting got moved to Thursday this week. Richard has a conflict. I nod, cut my pancakes into precise squares, and plan my next move. Oh, Sarah adds, pouring orange juice. I scheduled a doctor's appointment for next week. You know, for the baby. Will you come? Wouldn't miss it, I say, catching Jamie's eye. He grins, syrup on his chin. You won't leave us like my real dad, right? Jamie asks suddenly, the question dropping into the morning like a stone into still water. Sarah freezes. I reach across the table, ruffle his hair. Never, buddy. We don't leave family behind. It's the first time I've said those words. They feel like a vow, like a battle cry, like the truth that will carry us through whatever comes next. Sarah relaxes, returns to humming. She doesn't know about the vasectomy. She doesn't know about the evidence in my pockets. She doesn't know that her son, in his innocent honesty, has revealed everything. The pancakes taste like sawdust, but I smile and eat every bite. Jamie shows us more drawings. Sarah talks about baby names. And I sit at my kitchen table, surrounded by the family I chose and the lies she's carrying, planning how to protect the innocent, while the guilty reveal themselves. If you've ever sat at your own table, pretending everything is normal while your world reconstructs itself, leave a comment saying, "I understand." Because this morning, this perfect Saturday morning, with pancakes and orange juice and children's drawings, is the last normal moment we'll have. The timer goes off, Sarah's prenatal vitamins reminder on her phone. She silences it quickly, but not before I see the notification. 4 months of reminders, 4 months of lying. Jamie asks for more pancakes. I serve them, thinking about the calendar, the time stamps, the pattern clear as those 2 pink lines, thinking about Richard and his Mercedes, about the letter that mentions his wife, about the fact that in 60 days or less, I need to contest paternity or be legally bound to raise another man's child. But first, I need more evidence, real evidence, the kind that holds up in court, the kind that protects Jamie while exposing the truth. Sarah's phone buzzes, a text. She glances at it, smiles, types back quickly. "Just work stuff," she says, but her cheeks flush pink. The same pink as those 2 lines on the test in my pocket. I help Jamie with his drawings while Sarah cleans up, humming that same song. He draws our house, our family, our life. In every picture, it's just the 3 of us, him, me, and his mom. No baby, no Richard, just us, the way he wishes it could stay. "Love you, Daddy," he says, hugging my waist. "Love you too, buddy, forever and always." Sarah watches us from the doorway, hand on her still flat stomach, protecting a secret that's already exposed. She doesn't know that her house of cards started falling the moment she left that test on the counter, that her son's innocent drawings have documented her betrayal, that the man she expects to raise her a fair child has been sterile for 3 years. The morning sun streams through our kitchen windows, illuminating the truth hidden in plain sight. Jamie's drawing of his mother and Richard sits in my pocket next to the pregnancy test, evidence of 2 different betrayals, one against me, one against him. But he doesn't need to know that. Not yet. Maybe not ever, if I can help it. We don't leave family behind. Even when the family is built on lies. Even when the truth threatens everything. We protect the innocent. We gather evidence. We plan. And when the time comes, we make sure the guilty face exactly what they deserve. 3 days pass before I create the opportunity. 3 days of Sarah glowing, touching her stomach when she thinks I'm not looking. 3 days of recording app tutorials on YouTube while Jamie's at school. 3 days of practicing emotional control in the bathroom mirror, keeping my voice steady while my reflection wants to scream. Wednesday arrives. No, Thursday. Richard's conflict moved their meeting. Sarah kisses Jamie goodbye at breakfast. Tells him Mrs. Chen will pick him up from school because Mommy has to work late. Again. "But you worked late last week," Jamie protests through a mouthful of cereal. "I know, sweetie. After the baby comes, things will be different." After the baby comes. Richard's baby. I start the recording app on my phone, slip it into my chest pocket. The microphone faces outward, invisible under my shirt. "Actually," I say, casual as morning coffee, "I can pick up Jamie today. My afternoon meeting got canceled." Sarah hesitates. "You don't have to." "I want to. Besides, we should talk about the baby, about what comes next." She brightens, comes over to hug me. Through my shirt, the phone records the rustle of fabric, the sound of her contentment. "Tonight then, after Jamie's in bed?" Perfect. She leaves for work in the car I bought her, wearing the perfume I gave her for our anniversary. I drop Jamie at school, his best dad drawing now, hanging on the refrigerator with alphabet magnets. Then I drive home and prepare for war. The confrontation happens at 9:47 p.m. Jamie has been asleep for an hour. Sarah's had 2 glasses of wine, her favorite Pinot Grigio, the one she thinks helps her relax. The recording app has been running for 6 minutes. "So," I begin, pulling the ultrasound photo from the kitchen drawer where she hid it. "When were you going to tell me about this?" Her face cycles through surprise, confusion, then forced brightness. I wanted to wait until after the doctor's appointment to make sure everything was okay. Everything's okay? Yes, the baby's healthy. About 10 weeks along. 10 weeks. I do the math aloud, letting the phone capture every word. So, conception was mid-December? Yes, she's smiling, reaching for my hand. Remember that weekend Jamie was at my mother's? It must have happened then. I was in Chicago that weekend. The Morrison contract, remember? You drove me to the airport. The silence stretches. The phone records it all. The tick of the kitchen clock, her sharp intake of breath, the wine glass clicking against her wedding ring as her hand trembles. I must have the dates wrong. Do you? I pull out Jamie's drawing, unfold it slowly. Is this wrong too? She stares at the crayon figures, her boss's office, the two people kissing in the window. Her face drains white. Jamie drew this? Tuesday, when you forgot to pick him up, when Richard had to drive you both because you were, what was it, working late? It's not, this is just a child's imagination. Is it? The prenatal vitamins come out next, the 4-month-old bottle. These are imaginary too? The phone in my pocket captures her breathing, getting faster, shorter, the sound of guilt materializing. I can explain. Please do. Explain how you're pregnant when I had a vasectomy 3 years ago. The wine glass slips from her hand, shatters on our kitchen floor. Red wine spreads across white tile like blood. Neither of us moves to clean it. You... What? Vasectomy, March 2021, 0 sperm count confirmed twice. I keep my voice level, documentary calm. So please, explain. She starts crying then. Not the pretty tears of movies, but ugly snotty sobbing that the phone records in high definition. Between gasps, the truth spills out. It just happened 12 times on your peak fertility days. You weren't supposed to. How did you know? Because Jamie sees everything. Because you left evidence everywhere. Because you forgot that shared calendars sync to both phones. Richard said, Richard's married. He's leaving her. The words explode out. After the baby comes, he promised, we're in love. No apology, no remorse, just excuses. She stands, glass crunching under her shoes. You had a vasectomy without telling me. You lied too. To protect Jamie from being replaced. Not to have an affair with my boss. Richard loves me. Richard hasn't left his wife in 4 months of sleeping with you, but sure, he'll leave her for a pregnant mistress. The phone keeps recording as she storms upstairs, as drawers slam, as she throws things into a suitcase. I sit at the kitchen table, staring at the wine stains spreading across our floor, listening to 7 years collapse into background noise. She comes back down with 2 bags, her face blotchy and swollen. I'm going to my mother's. I'll get Jamie from school tomorrow. No? Excuse me? You're leaving. Jamie stays. You want to blow up our marriage for Richard? Fine. But you don't get to traumatize Jamie in the process. He's my son. And I'm the only father he remembers. The one who's been here every day while you were working late. The one he draws pictures of. The one he asked today if I'd leave him like his biological father did. That stops her. The phone records the silence, the weight of maternal guilt. I'll be back for him. With Richard, with his baby. You're going to explain to a 7-year-old that mommy's having a baby with her boss while still married to daddy? She leaves without answering. The door closes with a soft click. I stop the recording at 10:23 p.m. 36 minutes of confession. Captured in digital clarity. The wine stain looks like a crime scene. I leave it. Thursday morning comes too fast. Jamie bounces into my room at 6:30, surprised to find me alone. Where's Mommy? She had to go to Grandma's for a few days. Work stuff. He accepts this easily. Sarah's mother lives 2 hours away. Sudden trips aren't unusual. I make him breakfast, scrambled eggs, his favorite, and drop him at school like any other day. His teacher smiles, waves. Nobody knows our world detonated 12 hours ago. Margaret Stone's law office sits 14 floors up in a glass tower downtown. She comes recommended by 3 divorced fathers in my company, men who kept their kids when everything suggested they wouldn't. Her handshake could crack walnuts. Vasectomy? She reviews my medical records. Smart. Proves non-paternity definitively. Recording? She listens to 5 minutes, nods. Clear admission of adultery? Timeline? I show her the calendar evidence. Meticulous. You've done half my job for me. What about Jamie? She leans back, leather chair creaking. Step-parent adoption never finalized? No. Sarah kept saying we'd do it later. Jamie's biological father never paid support, barely existed. But she never let me make it legal. That's actually good. Means he still has parental rights to terminate. If he agrees to adoption now, in exchange for no back support, you could get Jamie even without being married to his mother. But I'm nobody to him legally. You're the psychological parent. 7 years of care, school records, doctor visits, all documented with you as the father figure. Sarah's affair, especially producing a child, shows instability. The recording shows her willing to traumatize Jamie for her relationship. Family court judges care about continuity for the child. She pulls out state statutes, highlights sections. You have 60 days to contest paternity of her baby, starting from birth or from knowledge of pregnancy, whichever's later. File now before she does. File what? Everything: divorce petition citing adultery, petition to establish psychological parentage of Jamie, motion for temporary custody during proceedings, request for paternity test when baby's born. She slides papers across her desk. Sign here, here, and here. The pen weighs 1,000 pounds. 7 years of marriage reduced to signatures on legal documents. What if Richard actually leaves his wife? Takes responsibility? Margaret laughs, harsh as winter. 23 years of practice, I've seen exactly 2 affair partners leave their spouses for pregnant mistresses. Richard drives a Mercedes, has a corner office, maintains a family image. He's not leaving anything for your wife, except maybe some money to go away. You sound certain. I know Richard's wife's attorney. She's in this building, 6 floors down. Richard's about to have his own problems. Friday afternoon, I wait in the parking garage beneath Richard's building. His Mercedes pulls in at 5:45, silver and spotless like his reputation used to be. He parks in his reserve spot. R. Harrison, senior partner, and checks his phone before getting out. I step from behind the concrete pillar. Richard. He jumps, drops his keys. They clatter on concrete, the sound echoing. Jesus, you scared. Wait, you're Sarah's husband. Michael, though I guess you knew that when you started sleeping with my wife. His face goes through calculations. Deny, admit, deflect. He settles on corporate smooth. I don't think this is appropriate. Your LinkedIn says you have 3 kids. I pull up his profile on my phone, show him his own family photo. Twins in college, 1 in high school, happy-looking family. What do you want? Nothing. I came to give you something. I hand him Margaret Stone's business card. My lawyer, for when Sarah tells you she's pregnant. His face. The phone was off, but I'll remember that face forever, like watching a building implode in slow motion. She's... what? 10 weeks. Conception matches your late meetings. Congratulations. It's yours. That's impossible. I had a... He stops. We stare at each other. 2 men with the same secret procedure, caught by the same deception. When? I ask. 6 years ago, after the twins. My wife doesn't know either. The parking garage fluorescents hum overhead. Somewhere, a car alarm chirps. So, Sarah's baby. Isn't mine, isn't yours. Richard looks sick. Then whose? That's your problem now. She's at her mother's, waiting for you to leave your wife. expecting you to raise this baby together. I never said I'd leave my wife. I never promised anything beyond Wednesday nights. He has the grace to look ashamed. It was just, she was there and interested, and my marriage has been cold for years. So you warmed up in my bed with my wife while I raised her son. I'll end it. I'll tell her it's over. Tell her whatever you want. But if you come near my family again, your wife gets the full recording of Sarah's confession. Names, dates, details, all of it. I turn to leave, then stop. Oh, and Richard, your wife's pregnant too, with twins. Again. Saw the announcement on her Facebook. Congratulations on that too. His Mercedes chirps as he unlocks it with shaking hands. I walk to my car thinking about Sarah at her mother's, waiting for Prince Charming to call, waiting for a future built on lies with a man who's sterile. She's your problem now, with my lawyer's number. Monday brings the mediation, a beige room in the county courthouse, smelling like old coffee and broken marriages. Sarah's there with her mother and a lawyer who looks fresh from law school. I'm there with Margaret, who could eat him for breakfast. Jamie's biological father joins by video call from Nevada. Travis Williams, construction worker, 3 years behind on child support, looking relieved someone else wants his responsibility. So, you're willing to terminate parental rights? The mediator asks. Yes. If Michael wants to adopt him, he's been more of a father than I ever was. Sarah objects. We're getting divorced. He can't adopt Jamie now. Actually, Margaret interjects, adoption proceedings are separate from divorce proceedings. Travis can terminate rights to allow Michael to adopt, regardless of marital status. But I'm his mother, who's admitted to adultery resulting in pregnancy. Margaret slides the transcript across the table. Who's shown willingness to traumatize the child for her affair. Michael has been the primary caregiver for 7 years. Continuity of care supersedes biological preference when the biological parent shows instability. The mediator reviews documents, school pickup logs, 80% me, doctor visits, 75% me, teacher conferences, all me since Sarah started working late. Mrs. Thompson, the mediator addresses Sarah. Are you planning to raise your new baby with Mr. Harrison? That's not... She looks at her lawyer, who shrugs. It's complicated. Is Mr. Harrison leaving his marriage? He needs time. So you're asking this court to uproot Jamie from his stable home with his psychological father to move in with your mother while pregnant with another man's child with no established permanent residence. Sarah's mother whispers urgently in her ear. Sarah shrinks in her chair. If I agree to the adoption, can I have visitation? Supervised, I say, until you're stable, living somewhere permanent, not with your mother or a married man. That's cruel. That's protecting Jamie from chaos. He doesn't need to see mommy bouncing between houses, relationships, babies that aren't his siblings. Travis speaks from the screen. Look, Sarah, the kid calls him dad, has for years. Let him make it legal. It's what's best for Jamie. You don't get a vote. You abandoned us. Yeah, I did, and Michael didn't, so let him be the father. The mediator makes notes. Mr. Williams, if you sign the termination papers, waiving all rights in exchange for forgiveness of back support, can you do so immediately? Where do I sign? It takes 4 hours. Sarah cries through most of it. Her mother calls me horrible things in Spanish she doesn't think I understand. Her baby lawyer fumbles through objections Margaret dismantles like tissue paper. But at 4:47 p.m., Travis Williams signs away his paternal rights. Sarah agrees to temporary custody with me during divorce proceedings, and the adoption process officially begins. We don't leave family behind, I tell Sarah as we leave. We choose it, and I choose Jamie. Tuesday is the DNA test. The courthouse lab smells like disinfectant and denial. Sarah's there with Richard, the first time I've seen them together outside Jamie's innocent drawing. He won't make eye contact. She holds his hand like a life preserver. This is ridiculous. she protests as the technician swabs Richard's cheek. I know who the father is. Then the test will confirm it, the technician says, bagging the sample. They swab me next, pointless but legally required. Sarah watches like I might somehow fake sterility. When will we know? Richard asks. His wedding ring catches the light. 72 hours for court-admissible results. The chain of custody has to be maintained, documented at every step. Richard leaves immediately after, mumbling about a meeting. Sarah follows him to the parking lot. Through the window, I watch them argue. She gestures at her stomach. He backs away, gets in his Mercedes, drives off without her. She stands alone in the parking lot, hand on her belly, watching his car disappear. Her mother picks her up 20 minutes later. I wait until they're gone, then ask the technician, what happens if neither potential father matches? She looks up from her paperwork. Then we test other possibilities, or the mother admits to additional partners. Has that happened before? More often than you'd think. Pregnancy makes people honest, eventually. 72 hours. Results available in 72 hours. Court admissible. What would you do in those 72 hours? When everything hangs on a test result that will either bind you to raising another man's child or free you completely. When the woman you loved has become a stranger carrying a stranger's baby. Share your thoughts below, because those 72 hours are about to reveal more than just paternity. The 72 hours pass like kidney stones, slow, painful, inevitable. Thursday morning, I stand in what would have been the nursery. Sarah had started planning it before she moved out. Paint samples on the wall, buttercream dream, and soft cloud, marking the future she imagined. A crib still in its box leans against the wall, bought with a credit card I pay for a baby that isn't mine. Jamie's drawing hangs on the refrigerator downstairs, the one with Richard and his mother. I've looked at it every morning, coffee in hand, remembering that innocence reveals what sophistication conceals. But there's another drawing now, one he made yesterday. Just him and me. My real dad, written across the top in his improving handwriting. Sarah texts, "Can I come get some things?" I text back, "When? Now?" Mom's waiting outside. I look out the window. Her mother's sedan idles in our driveway, exhaust visible in the cold morning air. Sarah sits in the passenger seat, her silhouette unmistakable even from here. 4 days since the DNA test, 1 day until results. "Come in, Jamie's at school." She enters like a stranger, knocking first on the door she has a key to. Her mother stays in the car, engine running. Sarah's wearing loose clothes, but the pregnancy shows now. A small bump that wasn't there 2 weeks ago. Or maybe I just wasn't looking. I just need some clothes and my jewelry. I follow her upstairs, watch her pack. She avoids the nursery until the end, then stands in the doorway staring at those paint samples. "Richard's wife is pregnant," she says suddenly, "with twins." "I know. You told him, didn't you? At the parking garage. You told him about her pregnancy. It's on her Facebook. Public announcement." She touches her stomach, protective and possessive. "He hasn't called since the DNA test. 3 days of nothing. What did you expect?" "I expected him to..." She trails off, then laughs, bitter, hollow. "I guess I expected him to choose me, the way you chose Jamie." "I chose Jamie because he's innocent in this. Your baby with Richard." "It might not be Richard's." The words hang in the air like smoke from a fire we can't see yet. I wait. She continues, still staring at those paint samples. "There was someone else. Before Richard. During Richard." She turns to face me, tears streaming. "A client. From the Phoenix conference. We were drinking, celebrating the contract, and..." "Who? Does it matter? He's married too. Lives in Arizona. It was once, no, twice. The second time was the week before I found out." My phone buzzes. The lab, results available for pickup. "We should go," I say, "together. We're still legally married. Both our names are on the test request." Her mother drives us, muttering in Spanish the whole way. Sarah sits in the back with me, like we're teenagers being chaperoned. She keeps touching her stomach, whispering to the baby. Promises or apologies, I can't tell. The courthouse lab is busier today. 3 other couples wait, all avoiding eye contact. The technician calls us back, checks our IDs twice, has us sign for the sealed envelope. Would you like to review the results privately first? Sarah shakes her head. Just tell us. The technician glances at the paper. Professional, neutral. Probability of paternity for Michael Thompson, 0%. Probability of paternity for Richard Harrison, 0%. Sarah's mother gasps. Sarah doesn't seem surprised. She just nods, like she knew all along. There's a note, the technician continues, from Mr. Harrison. He's requested no further contact regarding this matter. Richard's wife is pregnant with twins, the real ones, the wanted ones. Friday, court date. The same beige building, different room. This one has a judge, Helen Martinez, known for favoring children's stability over parental privileges. Margaret warned me she's tough but fair. Sarah has a new lawyer, better suit, sharper presence. Her mother sits behind her. Richard's absent, but his rejection is present in every document. Your Honor, Sarah's lawyer begins, my client is requesting primary custody of Jamie Thompson, her biological son, with visitation rights for Mr. Thompson. Despite agreeing to temporary custody with Mr. Thompson 4 days ago, circumstances have changed. My client has secured stable housing. With her mother? Temporarily. She's also seeking employment. She's unemployed? Judge Martinez reviews the file. Since when? Sarah stands. I resigned from my position this week, Your Honor. The environment had become uncomfortable. Because Richard fired you, I think, but don't say. Margaret doesn't need to. The judge understands. Mr. Thompson, Judge Martinez addresses me. You're seeking to adopt Jamie while divorcing his mother? Yes, Your Honor. That's unusual. So is raising a child for 7 years, while his mother has an affair resulting in pregnancy with a man who isn't the father. Margaret slides the DNA results across. My client has been Jamie's primary caregiver, the only father figure he's known. The biological father has terminated rights. The mother has shown instability, affair, job loss, no permanent residence, pregnant with a child whose father she can't identify. I can identify him, Sarah protests. It's from the conference. Another married man? The judge asks. Sarah falls silent. Judge Martinez reviews everything. School records, medical records, the recording transcript, the DNA results showing 0% probability for both men. Jamie's drawings, including the one of Richard and Sarah, submitted as evidence of the child's awareness of the affair. Where is Jamie now? School, Your Honor, I answer. 2nd grade. He's having his Friday spelling test. Does he know about any of this? He knows his mother is staying with his grandmother. He knows I'm working to become his legal father, not just his stepfather. He doesn't know about the pregnancy or the affairs. What does he call you? Dad. Sometimes Daddy. The judge turns to Sarah. What's your plan for explaining your pregnancy to Jamie? We'll figure it out. You'll figure out how to explain to a 7-year-old that mommy's having a baby with someone who isn't daddy, who also isn't going to be around. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple to a 7-year-old. The judge closes the file. I'm granting temporary full custody to Mr. Thompson with supervised visitation for Mrs. Thompson, pending final divorce decree. The adoption of Jamie Thompson by Michael Thompson will proceed as requested. Sarah starts crying. Her mother starts yelling. The bailiff steps forward. Furthermore, Judge Martinez continues, given the DNA results showing 0% probability of paternity, Mr. Thompson has no financial obligation to the unborn child. Mrs. Thompson, I suggest you contact the actual father, whichever one it is, regarding support. Your Honor, Sarah's lawyer tries, my client's emotional state, is entirely of her own making. No biological connection, no legal obligation, just chosen love. The judge looks at me. Mr. Thompson, Jamie's lucky to have someone who chooses to be his father when biology says you don't have to be. Custody of Jamie awarded to stepfather, full. Saturday morning, Jamie's at his grandmother's for his supervised visit. The house feels empty but peaceful, like after a storm passes. I'm packing up the nursery supplies to donate when I find the envelope on Jamie's desk. My name written in his backwards-leaning print. Inside, a letter in pencil. Dear Dad, not stepdad anymore. Mom told me you're adopting me. She cried but said it was good tears. I don't understand why she lives at Grandma's now, but she says you'll explain when I'm older. I made you another drawing. It's us at the school Father's Day thing next week. I know you're not my real dad from before, but you're my real dad from now. Mom says the baby she's having isn't yours. I'm glad because I don't want to share you. Thank you for staying when my first dad left. Thank you for teaching me soccer and math and how to be brave. I was scared you'd leave too when Mom left, but you didn't. Can I call you Dad now, forever? Not just until Mom comes back, but forever and ever? I love you more than Iron Man loves saving people. Your son, hopefully, Jamie. The drawing shows us at the school event. He's drawn hearts around our stick figures. At the bottom, he's written, My Dad, with an arrow pointing to me. No step, no qualifier, just Dad. I sit on his bed, holding the letter, and cry for the first time since this started. Not from sadness or anger, but from the overwhelming weight of being chosen, of choosing back. You were never my stepson. You were always my son. I text Sarah. Jamie's letter. You told him about the adoption. She texts back. He deserved to know something good was happening. Thank you. I'm sorry, Michael, for everything. I destroyed our family for nothing. You destroyed our marriage. Jamie and I are still a family. I know. Take care of him. Always. She sends one more text. The baby's father is from Phoenix, David Chen. He's not leaving his wife either. I'm keeping it anyway, alone. I'm sorry. Don't be. I made these choices, all of them. Just love Jamie enough for both of us. I already do. Wednesday, the school Father's Day event. The cafeteria smells like coffee and construction paper. Dozens of kids with their dads, stepdads, granddads, uncles standing in for dads. Jamie drags me to the display board where they've hung their projects. His is in the center, a poster board covered in photos. Us at his soccer games, his birthday parties, teaching him to ride a bike, reading bedtime stories. In the middle, in his best handwriting, my dad Michael, the one who stayed. Do you like it? He asks, nervous. It's perfect, buddy. Mrs. Patterson, his teacher, approaches. Jamie talks about you constantly. He's so proud that you're adopting him. I'm the lucky one. His grades have improved since his mother moved out. He seems more settled, more secure. We do the activities, making paper ties, decorating coffee mugs, the three-legged race where Jamie and I come in second. He introduces me to everyone as my dad who's adopting me for real. No mention of step, no mention of his mother's absence. Just pride in being chosen. During the presentation, kids stand up and say what they love about their dads. When it's Jamie's turn, he speaks clearly. My dad isn't my blood dad, but he's my heart dad. He stayed when he didn't have to. He teaches me that family isn't DNA. It's choice every single day. And he chooses me every day. And I choose him too. The room applauds. Several mothers wipe their eyes. I pull Jamie into a hug, whisper, I love you, son. Love you too, Dad, forever and ever. After the event, we walk to the car hand in hand, his Father's Day project tucked under my arm, his best dad coffee mug in my hand. In the parking lot, another father stops us. Your son's speech was beautiful. Thank you. He's an amazing kid. Adopted, right? We're starting that process with my stepdaughter. Best decision I ever made. Biology doesn't make a father, choice does. Jamie squeezes my hand. We get in the car, and he immediately starts planning next year's Father's Day project. No mention of his mother, no questions about the baby that's coming. Just a 7-year-old boy and his dad driving home to their house with Jamie's drawings on the refrigerator, including the first one, the crayon drawing that revealed the affair, now framed and hanging in my office next to the adoption certificate. Evidence transformed into family treasure. Proof that truth comes from innocent eyes and that families are built on choice, not chance. "Dad?" Jamie asks as we pull into our driveway. "Yeah, buddy. We don't leave family behind, right? That's what you always say." "That's right. But we also don't stay with people who leave us behind, right? Like Mom did." "Kids see everything, understand more than we think." "That's right too, Jamie. We don't leave family behind. We don't abandon those who need us. We choose love every single day, but we also choose who deserves our love. And sometimes people choose to leave us. That's not our fault. So we make new families, better families. We make the families we deserve with people who choose us back." He nods satisfied. "Good. Because I choose you, Dad. Forever and ever and ever. And I choose you, son. Forever and ever and ever." We walk into our house, just the two of us now, but somehow more complete than before. Jamie runs to put his project on the refrigerator, carefully placing it next to his old drawing, past and present side by side. Evidence and love occupying the same space. That night, after homework and dinner and bath time, Jamie asks me to read him a story. He picks the same one he's loved since he was 3, about a bird who thinks he's lost his mother, but finds her in the end. "But in our story," Jamie says sleepily, "the bird finds his real dad instead, the one who teaches him to fly." "I like our story better," I tell him, tucking him in. "Me too, Dad. Me too." I watch him sleep for a moment. This boy who isn't my blood, but is absolutely my son. Tomorrow there will be lawyers and papers and Sarah's ongoing drama with whoever fathered her baby. But tonight, there's just us. The family we chose. The family that stayed. If you have your own story of chosen family, of people who stayed when they didn't have to, who became family through love, not blood, I'd love to hear it. Share it in the comments below. Because families like ours, built on choice and commitment rather than DNA, need to know they're not alone. Sometimes the best families are the ones we build from the ashes of the ones that burn down. Sometimes losing everything shows us what we really had all along, and sometimes a child's innocent drawing reveals not just betrayal, but the path to something better, something chosen, something real. We don't leave family behind. We don't abandon those who need us. We choose love every single day. That's what makes us family. That's what makes us whole.